More than 13.8 billion years ago, the universe burst into existence with an event known as the Big Bang. This explosion wasn't one of fire and sound, but of space itself expanding at incomprehensible speed. In its wake, time began. Matter scattered, and the cosmic background radiation, still detectable today, bathed everything in a faint glow. As the universe cooled, simple elements like hydrogen and helium formed and drifted through vast empty stretches, gathering into colossal clouds. Gravity slowly pulled these elements together, triggering fusion in their cores and giving birth to the first stars, which blazed in darkness like lanterns announcing the beginning of structure in the void. Some of these stars burned out in spectacular explosions, supernovae, that forged heavier elements like carbon, oxygen, and iron. These elemental treasures spilled into the universe, seeding new generations of stars and their surrounding planets. Eventually, in a quiet region of the Milky Way, one of those enriched clouds collapsed under its own gravity, igniting into our sun. Around it, leftover dust and gas formed a rotating disk, the protoplanetary disk, from which our solar system emerged. Within this swirling chaos, particles clumped together, collided, and grew into planetesimals. Among them, one fiery ball of rock began to grow larger and more dominant. This was the embryo of Earth. Around 4.5 billion years ago, Earth wasn't the lush blue planet we know. It was a seething sphere of molten rock, constantly pummeled by asteroids and comets. The surface was red hot. Volcanic eruptions belched gases into a thick, poisonous atmosphere, and temperatures soared as internal heat radiated outward. Then, a cataclysmic event occurred. A Mars-sized object named Theia slammed into this young Earth. The collision was so violent that it flung molten debris into orbit, which eventually coalesced into the Moon. This companion would become vital to Earth's rhythms and stability. With time, Earth began to cool. The outer crust hardened into jagged, shifting plates. Volcanoes continued to spew gases, mostly carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor, into the developing atmosphere. As temperatures fell, water vapor condensed and heavy rains flooded the planet, forming oceans that covered much of its surface. These oceans were not calm and blue. They boiled with heat, bubbled with minerals, and soaked in solar radiation. Lightning danced across the skies, and hydrothermal vents at the seafloor released chemical-rich plumes into the water. Within this cocktail of energy and matter, something miraculous happened. Simple organic molecules joined together in complex chains, precursors to life. No one knows the exact recipe or setting, but somewhere in these depths, life sparked. Tiny cells without nuclei, prokaryotes, emerged and multiplied. They absorbed nutrients, divided, and formed microbial mats along rocky shores and sunlit pools. One group of these ancient microbes, cyanobacteria, developed photosynthesis, using sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into energy, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. This transformation was monumental. Oxygen began accumulating in the atmosphere, a gas toxic to many early life forms but essential for the evolution of complexity. The Great Oxidation Event, as it's now called, altered Earth's chemistry forever. Iron in the oceans rusted and sank, the skies cleared, and new ecological niches emerged. Over billions of years, life evolved from these single-celled organisms to multicellular creatures, navigating through extinction events and planetary shifts to eventually give rise to plants, animals, and, far later, human beings. Meanwhile, Earth's geology also matured. Tectonic plates shifted continents, creating mountains, valleys, and basins. Volcanoes enriched the land, erosion shaped coastlines, and glaciers carved paths through stone. The Earth's magnetic field protected it from solar winds, while the Moon's gravitational pull stabilized its axial tilt, preventing wild climate swings. These cosmic safeguards and fortunate accidents allowed life to not just survive, but flourish. Today, Earth is a masterpiece shaped by chance and physics, life and death, fire and water. It spins silently in the darkness, a blue gem cradled by gravity, wrapped in clouds and atmosphere, teeming with organisms that trace their ancestry to the first cells in boiling oceans. Our planet is not only our home, it's a record keeper of cosmic evolution. From stardust to consciousness, it tells the most astonishing story in the universe.